Alright, we're going.
On the seventh day
Real.
of Christmas,
Starfleet
did to me
7
synthetic beings.
Shuttlecraft.
There are 5 likes.
4 warp cells, 3 Cardassians,
2 engineers.
NCC-1701-D.
It's the 7th day of Christmas, and I don't care if the 7th day of Christmas is supposedly December or like January 2nd or whatever. Not in my book, it's not. Today is the 7th day of Christmas.
We're just going.
No, it makes sense, yeah.
I wonder.
We don't care about Boxing Day over here.
Didn't Kira say something about 3 Cardassians? Like near the end of the episode? Or somewhere?
Like today or in
No,
today's
when they
episodes?
did
Wait.
the one with the when they jammed
Oh,
the
Destiny?
wormhole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Probably. There were 3
She doesn't
Cardassians
agree.
and Kira doesn't like Cardassians, so probably.
3 Cardassians.
3 Cardassians. 7
Very
synthetic
adamant about
beings, 6 shuttlecraft, 5 lights, 4 warp nacelles, 3 Cardassians, 2 engineers, and NCC-1701-D.
How much of a pain in the butt was it to edit that to get him to say the registration in time?
Oh, super easy. Barely an inconvenience. That wasn't too difficult. The hardest parts are the little
yeah.
the images, the thumbnail images, and because I have to like
Okay.
cut out the backgrounds of like 7 different people. It's a whole thing, and it's just getting more and more tedious as it goes on. Because on the 12th day, I'm gonna have to cut out 12 transparent images of something. The actual
there are
lyrics
more-
aren't that hard.
Okay. Just with that little time skip you have to do to shove the NCCC 1701D into sync.
Yeah,
I like
it's,
how
it's just splitting up each individual letter and then just jamming them together.
Wait, you don't have these all made already and setting them live each day? You're making them every day?
Yeah, I'm making them once a day.
We've been done with these already.
So I have
He's
no
actually-
idea what day 8 is going to be. So here is what I was working on earlier. Just very briefly. Let me mute this. So this is as far as I got into the 8th day of Christmas.
on the 8th.
sound.
7
Synthetic beings.
Shuttlecraft.
That's literally it. It should be going through. It says it's going through on OBS.
On the 8th.
Yeah, it's up to the Discord.
Oh, there it is.
7
I
Literally just says on the 8th and then 8. That's all I've done so far for the 8th day of Christmas.
Thank
So,
you for getting out of that channel.
oh my mistake. I mute the stream so that I'm not getting double. So then when you play it on
Can
stream, I
you
don't
turn
hear
your
it.
radio
Gotcha,
down,
yeah.
please?
Yeah, because if you were listening on stream to my voice and on Discord, oh, you would be getting some massive echoing. Because just delay and delay and delay. How many times do they say Christmas? It's like 7 or 8 times, but 3 or 4 of those are in the Nexus when Picard is having his Christmas party with the kids.
And there's the Christmas party on the Enterprise in TOS. That's when he got all frisky with some ensign or something.
Yeah, I used that in today's. Here it is. Captain Kirk says Christmas twice here.
Yeah.
So I have that to work with, but I also... I mean, usually when they say Christmas, they say it pretty quick, so it's hard to match the timing exactly. So, like, which day was it? Was it... Nope, that's Cardassia. Definitely didn't do it there.
Cardassian Christmas.
Cardassian Christmas.
Did like the retheme. Big fan.
Ah, here it is. On whatever day this is. This is Captain Kirk saying Chris to Christopher Pike. And then Kirk saying miss, like, what if we miss? Just jam it together. It works. Luckily, we have someone named Chris. Very convenient.
So convenient.
So I'll have to finish day 8 later.
1 minute.
I don't know
warning.
what the 8 things are going to be, but it's going to be 8 of something. And today's episode is DS9 Visionary, Season 3, Episode 17. Everyone be queued up to 0, please. If anyone else would like to join the Discord, there's a link in the description. It's open to anyone. So what's your least favorite part of the Holy Trinity? The Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. What's your least favorite part? I'd say my least favorite part is definitely the sun, because oh my god, it's right in my eyes and I can't get away from it.
Is the sun Wesley Crusher? Because if so, that.
Well, mostly the sun I'm talking about is a giant fusion reactor in the sky that's shining right in my eyes and I can barely see the screen.
I love the sun, the way it hits the flat disk of the Earth. It's so great.
Ah, exactly. As a spotlight, yes. And press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
He's already suffering.
Yes.
Yeah, O'Brien. The first shot, O'Brien has a bad time. Fantastic. A phase inducer. So it induces phases. What does that mean exactly? What kind of phase are we talking about? Like a phase of matter, or like having two
It's
different
just-
waves in
okay.
phase? What's going on?
Just a phase.
Just a phase? It's just a phase is what it is? It turns the plasma to an emo stage?
Cyber goth.
Cybergoth, exactly. Wow, O'Brien's actually going to take some time off work. Look at him. He never does that.
Twice in the whole show?
I still can't get over how completely unsafe that turbo lift is. That is just
Yeah.
wildly dangerous. They need a door on that.
What, wall panels flying past you at 80 miles per hour is unsafe?
It's super... Oh my god, I would hate that thing. And then, as it drops down, you have that awkward moment where everyone's just staring at the person going down because the door didn't shut.
And you're just like, what if I touch it? What if I touch it?
So I did some
Don't touch
Googling.
it.
Phase inducers don't seem to be a real thing, but there is such a thing as an M phase inducer, which is really just some component used in a scientific experiment to induce a cell to initiate mitosis.
Okay.
That's what the M stands for.
The mitosis phase inducer.
Interestingly
Yeah.
enough, if I remember correctly, a flux capacitor is real though. It just
It
doesn't
is.
look. It just doesn't.
It
look
has
like
capacity for flux. I don't recognize these people.
They're
Who are
Romulans.
they? Well, I know that
They're-
part.
Oh, from the shoulder
I got
pads.
that much.
Yeah, they're shoulder pads.
And they still have their
Ruan is-
weird spiky sash things. Spiky
The
suspenders.
Ruan guy is a Starfleet admiral later on.
Yes.
In what series is he an admiral?
I think both DS9 and Voyager.
Who?
Okay. Oh,
Who is?
he
The
look.
lead Romulan man.
Oh,
Now that you mention it, he does look really familiar. Is he the admiral in First Contact? Oh, hey, Morn.
Yes, I think he is the admiral in First Contact.
Yeah, he's the guy who has a Kiwi accent for one sentence and then switches immediately to American. A very distinct Kiwi accent.
holy crap! He is the admiral in First Contact. Huh.
He's also like, I forget his name, but he's the admiral who gets in contact with Voyager a few times when they establish an actual subspace link to Voyager.
Okay.
Admiral
He's not-
Snorkeler.
What are you doing, Quark?
Admiral Hayes, that's his name.
That sounds right. Yeah, I think Quark is actually right here that I don't think we ever see anyone using the dartboard other than O'Brien and Bashir. And Worf that one time. It's not a very popular attraction. I don't know, has he ever said no to a Klingon? He might have. He's probably said no to Worf a few times.
Oh no, Chef O'Brien.
See, the dartboard's dangerous. He used it, just collapsed. Poor guy. Remember, don't hit the skip intro button. That's a bad button.
Yeah, I did that yesterday. Really annoying.
You just gotta watch for the timestamp. That's extra bad if you're on Discord, because then if you're watching for the timestamp on stream, you're gonna be delayed. If you're on Discord, we need a manual countdown.
I'm about 3 seconds ahead of the YouTube feed, I think.
Yeah, it's on. Well, I can see
Yeah.
exactly what it is between OBS and YouTube. It is currently 5 seconds behind.
38, 39, 40. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah, so everyone in the YouTube chat, we are, in fact, 5 seconds in the future.
It's an amazing time now. COVID is gone.
We fixed it. We fixed everything.
Everyone has free healthcare here. It's amazing.
I'm trying to read the chat, but when I look in that direction, it's just the sun. Why can it not be cloudy? I am thoroughly convinced that raining and cloudy is the best weather.
Move to the UK.
It has its moments, but I grew up I spent some time in the Pacific Northwest, and it is rainy and cloudy 6 months out of the year. It's horrible.
Yeah,
That works too.
the Pacific Northwest is where I am right now, and it is currently the rainy season. It's just not raining right now.
It's so horrible. It's depressing.
No, I love the rain. The rain is fantastic. I wasn't joking. The rain is the best weather. Probably because I don't go outside all that much.
It's fine when it's like Florida rain. It rains for 15 minutes and then goes away.
No, you need the sound of the rain on the roof as you're, like, staying in watching an episode of Star Trek.
Unless you're in
or going to
Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon, where it just like mists all year round, so it never really rains.
Oh, that's the worst.
I mean, I'm pretty happy with the mist, because the mist means I'm not getting direct sunlight straight in my eyes.
Why are you racist against fusion?
I love fusion, I just don't like to see fusion, not in my backyard. Keep fusion over on the other side of town where I can't see it.
I'll tell you.
So this guy is going for an American accent here. He's not doing his natural New Zealand accent.
Ooh, Romulans are racist?
Yeah. This is so racist. I mean, he has some loyalties to the Dominion. It's sort of an ongoing plot point. His loyalties to the Dominion. Or at least to other changelings.
Not the part of DS9 where they do ongoing plots yet.
You kind of are. There are some threads floating in the background.
Minor ones, yeah.
I mean, you did abandon the cloaking device. You could have kept an officer on board, and then you
Yeah,
had
they
one, you
had
just took him away.
yeah, they had like Seska on board, wasn't it?
It was Seska.
Yeah.
Space
Maybe that's
Cresta.
why she left, because she went to the Badlands and got taken to the other side of the galaxy.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for the series premiere of a show.
That happened 20-something years ago.
Yeah. Oh, deja vu. Quark's holosuites. Okay, when is O'Brien gonna realize this is the same conversation? There it is. Now he figured it out. One thing I think is interesting in Star Trek, whenever people have these, like, insane experiences, like seeing a clone of themselves disappear on the promenade, everyone just immediately believes them.
They have seen weirder stuff.
They have, but I mean, still,
They've got
they
a
never
orb
question
that
it.
does.
Oh, it's Hollow
They go-
Pip O'Brien.
It's like when Beverly Crusher started thinking everyone on the Enterprise was disappearing, and everyone was like, yeah, totally, we'll go with that. We don't remember anyone else ever being on the Enterprise, and, you know, we have no records of anyone leaving the Enterprise, but we totally believe that everyone's left.
With one of the great lines. If there's nothing wrong with me, there must be something wrong with the universe.
That's so great. I love it.
And she was right, there
That
was something
takes
wrong
some
with the universe.
nuts.
And she does ask like the computer what the nature of the universe is, and it says like
The
700 meter.
universe is a
sphere or
spheroid
whatever.
region, 600 meters in diameter.
Yeah.
It's like, no, no, it is not. Luckily, in this case, Quark was also a witness to the second O'Brien, so that would help.
Mm-hmm.
If Quark bothered to tell anyone.
And he could predict the future. It's like, hey, sometime in the future, the Klingons are going to wreck his bar, and then it happens.
I mean, that's not much of a prediction, though. That happens every time the Klingons go there.
That's true.
That's why they could charge double.
Okay, so if we know O'Brien is constantly shifting into the future a little bit, maybe he should make a point of just always carrying, like, a watch on him.
Or just ask the computer what the time is when he gets there.
That would work, too. Because that information would be highly relevant. They already had limited access to the Defiant. You're not
That's
giving them
there.
anything. Yeah, I'm with Kira. They're totally free to send their own ships. This is their own fault. They have their own cloaking devices. Is she? Very diplomatic. Kind of talking like Vulcans. They're talking about people's emotional states.
Yeah, that's what I was
They-
thinking.
Uh,
You have to ask Odo.
Yeah, why are you asking her?
Oh, I see where they're going with this. They're going with the Odo-Kira relationship.
Yeah, officers never talk to each other.
Odo wishes. Yes. Not that she's noticed. So, was that diplomatic? Does that count as diplomatic? Because she just threatened to kill the ambassadors. Oh, hey, Morn.
Correction, sir.
Lol.
It's blown out.
Thank you, Mr. Data. But Julian. Sorry. What about temporal mechanics? Predestination paradox. It's going to happen.
your future isn't written, Marty.
It definitely seems written.
They're not gonna let the Klingons in.
Well, they're in the bar now. If if everything gets damaged in here, does Quark have to pay for repairs? Or do they just... Does the maintenance crew just fix it up for free?
Everything gets fixed for free.
Yeah.
Because then there's a scene where he charges Quark or threatens Quark with how much he owes the station. In theory,
Oh, right. Otto's like, I don't know what he's talking about. Why would he ever sit? No, that's ridiculous. Thank you, Quark, for interrupting that conversation so Otto can get out of it.
The two-hand maneuver.
Ah. So, why are Klingon warriors such terrible warriors? They're supposed to be way stronger than humans, right? But they always lose to humans.
Constantly.
Oh no, they killed his they killed his stunt actor. Oh no.
Oh no. Good, good. Give O'Brien a little existential crisis here. That's what he needed. Don't worry, it happens all the time. Maybe he remembered to ask the station time and it was just off screen.
Or he's just guessing because it was a few hours, since the fight and all that. Yeah.
Could you have a little drone open it?
An
No,
exocom.
Odo. Odo, what are you doing? No, get a drone.
No, he'll just be careful. It's okay.
But we have like bomb disposal robots now. Just Odo, what are you doing?
Cardassians don't have bomb disposal robots in their stations.
Also, he figures he'll just turn to goo if something explodes. It'll be fine.
But if he gets shot, then he'll just turn into goo and explode. He's already done that once.
True.
This is wildly irresponsible of them. Yeah, I don't remember why they booby-trapped this panel. Oh, someone's probably going to move quarters there, aren't they?
What? No. No.
Wait, how does he know it's
No?
exactly this
Oh,
panel?
okay.
How would he recognize it?
Oh, Ryan's really good at his job. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
The unbelievable part of this whole episode is that he knows every panel in this station, front to back. It's completely reasonable.
A radius of 2 kilometers? That's not very far for a space station.
Is that even the space station?
How do they always get fooled by this? Every time they see this happening.
Well, I
Neutrino
mean, if they knew
field-
exactly what was going on, it wouldn't be so dramatic. But there's definitely no cloaked ships, and definitely no cloaked ships that happen to use singularities.
Yeah, we've never heard of one of those.
Everybody uses quantum singularities in their warp drive.
I mean, that'd just be wildly dangerous. What kind of person would have that in your engine?
It could come like some kind of a thing with a time freeze and the USS Enterprise like a year ago.
Maybe they never told anyone.
It's a secret.
They're embarrassed about the whole Picard breaking down laughing at the warp core breach. They just didn't mention it.
Starfleet officers don't have the giggles.
So I wonder what would happen if they just fired phasers where they're reading that sensors. I mean, it would hit the Romulan ship, but then what would the Romulans say?
They would probably jump on the opportunity to accuse them of finding a way to see through their cloak and take it as an Act 4.
Was Kira not briefed on this?
And this station is huge. There are so many rooms.
Yeah, why would Kira move them to Section 47? Surely she knew about the booby trap. I mean, the booby trap is going to move to wherever they go. But still.
Plus, Section 48 has that, 300 flavor Coke dispenser.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's hard to find a Diet Fanta Coke machine.
Especially way out here by
Fanta.
Bayshore.
I don't get why people like vanilla Coke. I don't get it.
Neither do
Never
I.
been a fan.
Just tastes weird.
Sky has a good call. Move Brian O'Brien to the Defiant and fly him away.
Yeah, that would probably work. But then they couldn't exploit his suffering for information.
Brian must suffer.
O'Brien must suffer. That's pretty good evidence.
I mean,
Though it
stands
doesn't
up.
It doesn't really seem like the Klingon style. I mean, maybe like Duras would do that, but Klingons in general, they don't seem big on surveillance.
I love that line. I always suspect Quark.
And he's usually right.
Yeah, at
It's
least
always
he's honest.
Quark. Oh, Ryan, you've already watched yourself be killed. Remember the cave with the clone? Or the android or whatever it was? You've already seen this. But why?
The wheel is being turned like every 30 seconds, constantly.
What?
Maybe there's an algorithm of some kind to it.
Even if Quark knew what numbers were going to come up, why would that help? Because the customers are the one placing the bets. Why would that matter?
Yeah.
He could, pay some of his employees to do some betting while they're on an unpaid unsanctioned break.
Or kick someone out before they win big.
Also that.
And yeah, he has the button on the bottom of it that just rigs it.
It's
If you wanted to cheat,
button
he would
labeled
just
rig.
cheat. You died, clearly.
Here comes.
They're so casual about this. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Bashir doesn't seem terribly concerned, but
He just finished washing his blood off of his hands.
and I like O'Brien saying, no, it's all right. It's okay that you let me die. Don't worry about it. The basilar arteries in the brainstem? Is that what it was?
Basilar and Terry's something? Yeah.
Basilar arterial scan. Yeah. Basal ganglia.
Those darn postganglion nerves.
Are you sure it wasn't a preganglionic fiber?
I prefer
Yeah,
not to talk about it.
Oh, I did that one wrong.
Wait, hang on. I'm looking at the replicator now. Why does that slope down in the middle like that? If you just raise the center bit, you could use it as a shelf. And it seems like that would be the perfect place to have a shelf with a replicator.
That is an interesting shape for something sticking out of the wall like that. It's not even recessed.
It's a useless shape sticking out of the wall is what it is.
Something Cardassian bluster.
Even the access panel is vaguely like Cardassian ship shaped.
The architect was just make everything look intimidating.
I think
What
isosceles
is the
shaped
point?
enough.
I don't think that counts as a triangle ship, but the Cardassians do love their triangles.
Just throw it
They're
in.
very imposing. He's looked at it for less than 30 seconds.
I get the impression that he already looked at it before and then he called Cisco in to look.
Ah, okay.
Meanwhile, Cisco's like 20 feet away and says, "Oh yeah, they rewired the phase inducer into the transporter." Yeah, totally, yeah.
Oh no, we don't need all this.
Thank you, Data.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Data. Oh, right on it.
Does every
Odo-
series have someone who rambles on?
Odo just wants
Does
to be in
Voyager
a
have
crime
some-
novel.
How do you
The
think
Doctor,
Odo would
maybe.
react if Picard offered to him into the Dixon Hill novels? Join him in the holodeck.
Oh, he would enjoy that.
He would
I think.
love it.
Giddy
Yeah.
like a child.
Or Odo in the Sherlock Holmes hologram.
Oh man.
He would be dancing.
Well, he could, like, put them in restraints first. That'd be careful.
Yeah.
Stasis field, maybe? Have Dr. Bashir paralyze them from the neck down?
Man, that would be torture.
But it would work. It would be very careful. Just do it, Julian. If O'Brien even knows to ask for a basilar arterial scan, you should probably just assume it's important. I don't think he knows what a basilar arterial scan is.
Right.
These are the least passionate Klingons I think I've ever heard.
Hmm.
Well, they are spy Klingons, and spy Klingons are very unusual.
Mm.
Like they really they come off as people pretending to be Klingons.
Making a lot of assumptions here, Odo. So I have a question. Why do they always lock people in the same cell? Anytime there's more than one person getting arrested, they go in the same cell, even when there's empty ones
Oh,
right next to
yeah.
it.
The studio lighting only really works for that one cell. They didn't bother with the corners.
You never know when
Gotcha.
you're going to have to arrest someone else.
As long as you don't put the Romulans and the Klingons in the same cell, we're fine. Just don't arrest more than one of either at the same time. We're good.
Like a space.
Also, yeah, is there a toilet in the holding cell? I don't remember ever seeing one.
I can imagine them being like proper enough in the future that they would allow their prisoners to just like raise their hand and walk across the room to the bathroom and go back into the cell. I may be a criminal, but I'm not a monster.
Or the toilet is just recessed in the wall like the sinks are.
Also, much more likely, yeah. Or like one of those chairs on the bridge of the Enterprise D where they just pull out. They look like walls otherwise.
O'Brien, I'm very concerned that you're not asking for more information right here. You only got so much time. Okay, well, an explosion rocked the station. That's a little vague.
So, how many alternate timelines have been spawned in this episode alone?
Well, that was 4 now? 5?
And now he's
And all of
creating
these-
another one.
Do all of these actually happen, or do they just get erased? What are the rules?
I think they go on to be their own universe that we just never talk about again. But like it's established in canon that continues to exist. because the Kelvin timeline is one of those.
We need
But
to
there are
hire.
also a lot of timelines that cease to exist when the timeline has changed.
Yeah,
Or did they?
The one with
It works very well, thank you.
Yeah. It's a big ball
Fine,
of timey-wimey stuff. With the
We need-
timey-wimey stuff.
We need to
Fair
hire
enough.
a chronologist.
This is why O'Brien
Daniels
hates
alters the
temporal
timeline
mechanics.
and comes back to his same timeline to a destroyed Earth. Voyager changes the timeline in the finale, and Admiral Janeway ceases to exist.
Does she?
The best
I don't
timeline.
remember, actually.
There's
I'm just
Admiral
guessing.
Janeway and there's Admiral Janeway and Nemesis.
That's a different Admiral Janeway, though.
Oh,
I'm talking about Admiral Janeway who went and got assimilated by the Borg Queen.
oh right.
Don't worry about it, Bashir. We'll just pull a Harry Kim. It'll work out.
We've always got a spare.
There's always a spare. How would O'Brien know any of this? How would Bashir know any of this? Neither of these people are physicists.
To quote Worf, they are graduates of Starfleet Academy. They know many things.
Yeah.
I guess that's all we need to know.
Yeah, but according to Worf, Klingons don't laugh.
And we saw him laugh yesterday.
Hey, I never said he was a good source. I'm just using what I've got.
I mean, it is true that Bashir does have an engineering extension course that he took. I'm not sure that would quite cover this situation, but he had an extension.
This is the same couple of dudes who just went back to 2024 like 3 weeks ago, right? They're not exactly unfamiliar.
Wait, did Bashir take an engineering extension course? Or was that just the changeling Bashir making things up in that episode?
No, this is well before that changeling thing happened.
I know, but we don't establish the engineering extension course here.
Yeah, that could have been a lie, a changeling lie.
Because that was the changeling trying to cover up why he was messing around in the power systems on the Defiant.
It's not established in this episode, but he does mention the extension courses before that changeling episode.
Okay.
Oh, does he?
Thank you for looking at a clock. Thank you.
Thank you for telling us that is a clock.
What the hell clock is that?
It's a fancy binary
It's
clock from Think Geek in 2000.
Exactly. It's very blinky. If you went into the future and met an alternate version of yourself, would you call yourself by your first name? That would feel weird to me.
What would you call yourself?
I don't know. I'd probably just avoid using names.
Hey, you.
Me. Hey, me.
Wake up, you. It's me. You.
Wait, why doesn't he remember doing this?
It's still in flux.
I don't know if we have enough capacity for that.
Where is the Department of Temporal Intervention or whatever the heck? Where's the Time Squad?
Time Squad.
Like their board should be lighting up right now.
The Department of Temporal Investigations, or is it the Bureau?
I think it was the Bureau, yeah, Bureau of Temporal Investigation.
Well, maybe it does
BTI?
light up, but it lights up, and since all of these alternate futures are severed or whatever, then it's fine.
Maybe it's a local enough thing. Like, just a few hours, that's not a big deal.
The Bureau of Temporal Investigations know that this is going to sort itself out, so they're not bothering.
Yeah.
This fire will burn itself out. That's just straight. It's ambush. That's a pure act of war.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the Romulans are hoping that they won't get a message out or there'll be no recordings or anything, but if anyone knows about the Warbird, that's going to be a war.
I like how one Romulan ship takes out the station, but not a whole fleet of ships.
I mean, I guess the station just has like a period where all of the defenses are completely down. The pants down hour or something.
The pants down hour.
Happy hour.
It's how Starfleet.
It's
It's
happy
how
hour.
Starfleet plays fair with the rest of the Alpha Quadrant. If you catch us with our pants down, you get a free shot, and
Oh,
then we moral you to death.
Oh, Drat, you got us.
Yeah, it's clearly too late for that, O'Brien. Let's get out of there. Just leave. So if that timeline continues, the runabout that O'Brien was on before no longer has a pilot. Hopefully someone else there knows how to fly it.
Sounds like you stuttered on that.
O'Brien. Bashir is also not confused about why O'Brien is suddenly in different clothing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now O'Brien has 2 sets of those pajamas.
Yeah.
Hang on, okay. If we can control time shifts like that, could we have like sent someone into the future to get like 100 bricks of latinum from the future, bring it back, and then just keep repeating that over and over again? Then you
Yes,
have
but it
200
gives
bricks
you-
a few hours from now.
But you'll
So
get like
people-
time cancer or something.
I mean,
Time cancer.
you have plenty of
What
officers. Just
killed
do it
O'Brien?
one time per person. Oh, we should not have introduced this technology. Oh no. You can time shift forward to scout enemy positions during a battle.
Yeah, actually, Romulans and Cardassians, I could totally see them just sacrificing agents to get like future recon to just waves and waves of time cancer.
It's
So-
totally worth it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's valuable intel.
So
And
can
if
I
we're
be
careful, we can do it with the same dude every time. We just got to be really careful.
can I be a nerd for a second?
Please
Yeah,
do.
a second. So
Only
I do
if you're
some,
correct.
I do some fanfic writing, to be fair. And in my own canon, I have, I think, the Romulans, if I remember correctly, going into alternate universes, mirror universes, to rob a planet of resources. And that's kind of how they come to power. They just go to alternate realities.
I mean, it would work.
Yeah.
Wouldn't put it past him. Yeah, no, that is not a bad idea. I'm honestly surprised that Discovery hasn't already done that, but it reversed.
Did he intentionally do this?
I mean, he's got to, right?
Maybe
He
he's playing him.
Is Bashir going to tell him to just get over it?
Wait, hang on. So does he actually have like a little bit of precognition now? Is this just
Only
few
for
hours
this
of it
little
anyway.
bit. Only for the next couple hours.
Oh, it's where it wears off. That's unfortunate.
Wait a second. He calls Dabo for Quark, but
He does.
he was supposed to be in bed, right? So how would he know?
He's Groundhog
Don't worry
Daying
about
him.
it.
Oh, that was such a coin flip.
Poor Quark. Can't catch a break. Yeah, the Department of Temporal Investigations, there's a lot of times they should show up, isn't there? How many times they travel back in the past and completely mess everything up?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Voyager does that more than any of the other ones. I only really know
Voyager does
about
that
them.
bunch.
I'm not all the way through Voyager yet.
It always
Janeway is a
seemed
menace.
particularly fitting that like the last episode is just one enormous temporal prime directive violation.
So where's the Department of Temporal Investigations in that episode?
And,
Why didn't they stop Admiral Janeway?
Janeway scared them.
So
Next episode
And
is
one of-
Distant Voices, 30 seconds.
in one of my stories, also one of my series, there's actually a temporal investigations ship that's sent out to handle like temporal anomalies and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Special crew. I think that would be interesting.
Press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. I don't know why I'm doing a countdown on my fingers like I have a webcam up, but you can just pretend.
Keeps you in sync.
Man, whatever you need to help yourself.
I love that they always put Garrick at the beginning, the very first couple of frames if he's going to be in the episode. They want you to know that this is going to be good.
Huh.
Is it a Cardassian holo novel? It is a Cardassian holo novel. Fantastic.
Vulcan Love Slave 3, The Final Frontier.
Well, this is a Cardassian thing, so it would be Bajoran Love Slave 3. I mean, that's
I like
fair.
that. I would enjoy this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I would read it on the regular, but I could be down with that as a concept.
Interesting that Garrick is so interested in a story about dwelling on minutia.
It's your 30th birthday.
I'll go to hell, Bashir.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay.
What, all you people are over 30? How are you even still alive? Over 30?
Oof. Oh, I think I want to go watch some other Star Trek channels now. Ooh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
betrayal.
yeah, me too. Maybe Junkball is making a new video.
I'm pretty sure Junk Ball's older than 30, so, he probably won't be around much longer.
Oh yeah.
I'm
How
knocking on 40's door.
how old is Bashir? Like Alexander Siddig here actually? Because he's got more forehead wrinkles than I do, and that makes me feel good about myself.
Well, maybe you moisturize more than Alexander Siddig.
Somehow I doubt that.
Let me look it up. I have his birth year here. Let me look up what year this was filmed. So this was 95, and he was born in 65. So it is actually his 30th birthday.
Cool. I don't feel so bad about myself. Yay.
Okay.
A few hundred milliliters.
It's very distinguished for 30, actually.
It's not that strictly prohibited, because you just straight up give it to someone later on. Just because someone tells you to.
Hey, he files protest.
I mean, he was
But he does.
ordered to, not
Not
somebody
that-
told him to.
Not that a protest means anything. So, the fact that in that episode, Dr. Bashir has all that biomimetic gel to give, what does he use it for?
It's a controlled substance. It's like having some heroin in the back. Just for I'm sure there are medical uses for it. I don't know.
You know what? He probably uses it because remember he's trying to create organs, like organic organs. That's why he gets that goop from Odo.
He is out
To
here doing a
replace
lot of
organs.
weird stuff. Actually, yeah.
Frontier
So,
medicine.
Yeah.
So he probably has some.
$30, wow.
Ouch. Poor guy.
So he's a whippersnapper.
What
What do
was
you mean?
his
Bashir
plan
is
there?
so old. His plan was to just hammer fist someone in the gut. That's good enough most of the time.
Were there no one else on staff in sickbay?
Nah. You don't need nurses on the frontier.
All right.
Remember, don't press skip intro. The legal situation regarding hard drug. I mean, all we know about it really. We know two things. One, that they make Wesley feel good but also strange.
Yeah.
And two, that Raffi smokes something.
What
I think that's about it.
What was that drug in TNG where people were suffering and Crusher was like, I could ease their suffering, and Picard didn't let him do it.
Felicium.
Yeah. Yeah. Heroin.
Space heroin.
They're probably not terribly concerned about drugs. It's just individual people don't seem to like them as much. But then the only people we see specifically express distaste for drugs are Starfleet officers on the flagship. So
I assume it's they've like grown out of it, but if people have addiction issues, they get appropriate future medicine and treatment for those issues. So it's not really a big deal.
They probably have just a better biological addiction treatment.
Yeah, like I know there's a drug that can totally erase your addiction to heroin or something. I'm probably the wrong drug. I'm sure they've just got that everywhere. It's like, yeah, oh, you're having a problem? Okay, come on in. We got you. Whatever. We got you.
maybe they just manufacture non-addictive heroin that everyone can just have whenever they want.
Synth heroin.
Yeah, synth heroin.
Synth heroin. Exactly.
No.
Synthamphetamine.
Some very flickery lights.
Where are all the rocks? Anything happens at all, there should be rocks falling.
I don't
For how
understand why whenever the station is damaged or a ship is damaged, the lights start flickering.
For how frantically he pulled all of those things off of the shelves, he left several of those items remarkably up straight and the floor directly in front of the shelf very clean. It's almost as if they
Convenient.
threw a bunch on the floor and then stocked the shelf.
Either that or he was standing right there, so nothing landed right there.
He was just haphazardly throwing them over his shoulder. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, going back to the lights for a second, if the idea is that power is fluctuating on the station, why is it only the ceiling lights? The wall lights, the floor lights, the computer panels, everything else is fine.
Wall
It's
lights
just the ceiling
are
lights.
emergency.
Breaker.
Just one of the conduits is being affected. The one right next to it's fine.
Directed by, oh, I thought that said Alexander Siddig for a second. No. Directed
We're
by
looking really
Alexander
close.
Singer. Alexander Singer. I wouldn't have been surprised if it was Siddig directing this one. Yeah, see, in the background there's more fancy wall lights that are fine, but the ceiling light is flickering.
It looks like it's just that room.
Spoiler alert, maybe it's just Basir losing his medical faculties. That's why only sick
Nah,
bay
don't
is.
be ridiculous.
You see what you got there on those ceiling lights is an old 2-gauge wire when you really gotta get a 3-gauge wire.
Those cheap Cardassians.
Everyone, I have good news. The sun has moved past the window and is now being blocked by a section of wall. So I can see
Congratulations.
again.
So hateful.
The sun is just the worst. Clear skies are only good at night. So you can see the night sky. During the day, get that sun out of here. Make it overcast. I wonder if this version of Deep Space Nine has escape pods still. Could they leave? Why do you need
Call
to
for
turn the lights on? Just get one of those
What?
handheld flashlights.
tap Bashir to ops. What's going on?
Nah. The lights are flickering. That means the comms are down.
Everyone knows those two systems are linked. Always have been.
I don't even. How can the comms go down for comm badges? Are they actually dependent on the station's comm system?
Oh
Yeah, I
no,
think that
Bashir's
they're-
incontinent.
No, that's not what we're seeing.
Oh, well, no, hang on. If this is all in his head, then isn't everything a kind of a metaphor? Is this a Freudian wonderland here?
That's what I'm saying. He's incontinent.
I mean-
That's why the replicator is just dripping.
It's dripping Darkalian tea.
Well, he
Is
has an addiction
Darkalian
to
tea a
tea.
laxative?
All I know is that I think Cardassians like it. No, that's red leaf tea. Pardon me.
Oh yeah. In the bar, when Bashir stood up and yelled like, "Show yourself!" It's like, did Bashir think he could take the Lesepian or whatever it's called in a fight just because he's genetically engineered? Maybe.
Hmm.
It's like clearly
if
the
they
guy
can
has
take-
terrorized the entire station and got rid of every security team. Are you sure you want to fight him one-on-one?
He's probably got a hero complex. You know that he does play James Bond in his holodeck programs. He's probably seeing this as an opportunity to be a badass.
Is his hair graying or is that just some dust on my screen from the residual sunlight?
It's graying.
It's correct.
It is actually graying, yeah.
Fantastic.
It's the first thing he noticed when he saw the mirror.
Yeah, there's a diagonal line straight across the show. So the top left, I can see a lot of dust. Bottom right is perfectly clear because of where the sun is. And I just cleaned this monitor. This is what happens when you live with dogs. They just kick up dust everywhere and there's fur. I cleaned it yesterday. So if you guys are past 30, did your hair instantly go gray when you turned 30? 30 on the dot?
No.
Not to
No.
that extent.
No.
No.
I mean, I'm 36 and I've got a couple of gray hairs, I think.
I don't
I
know
think
what
I
color
can-
my hair is anymore. I shave it off.
Yeah, I'm late 30s and I've got some coming into my beard.
Okay. How old is Chakotay? Because in the early seasons, he has some gray hair going on. He's in his 30s, isn't he?
I mean, if you've seen him recently, he's completely gray now, but he still looks pretty young.
Well, that's because Robert Beltran is like 50 now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, he looks He looks younger than the completely gray hair that he has. He looks
Okay.
pretty good.
Very dramatic lighting shutdown.
Oh no, what am I going to do with me and my flashlight?
Maybe Bashir should go to the one of like dozens of weapons lockers along the corridor. He could get a gun.
That just got way grayer.
Oh yeah, that looks like solid white now.
Yeah, that was a costume change. They cut for that.
But why only on the sides of his head? Why isn't the top of his head have any gray in it?
That's where most of my gray is.
Do really smart people's sideburns gray first or something? Like Data did it with his hair, I think, near the end of TNG, didn't he?
He just
Data
a
had that
stripe,
skunk stripe on him.
Oh yeah, it was just a skunk stripe.
The Lethian, that's what they're called. Okay.
right?
What's a Lesepian? Is that actually a thing?
Morn is
That
a
is
Lesepian.
Oh,
Hey.
okay.
No. Morn is a Larian.
Okay.
Oh, is he?
Oh, Lurian.
Larian, one of those things.
I thought-
Lesepians are a little bit different. We see a Lesepian in the episode where Jake and Nog are trying to sell off the stem bolts or the yamak sauce.
I can't picture what you're talking about, so I'm just going to look up Lesepian.
I want to point out
Oh.
his hair is completely gray now. He walked behind
Nope.
Kira and aged 10 years.
Google, I in fact did not mean lesbian. I want Lesepians.
I just didn't think.
Oh, yeah.
Google's like, are you sure? Because most of the time I see this word. It's
This is a Star Trek channel. I'm definitely not looking. No, I want Lesepians.
Pornhub deleted all the Lesepians.
Oh, there's the gray at the top.
the eyebrows, jeez.
Okay, so how old is Bashir now? I guess
mean,
like
he-
late 60s.
I mean, it's weird because, yeah, his complexion is really old, but doesn't really seem that old.
He looks old, but he has his youthful vigor.
The science of old people makeup had not evolved past the neckline at this point in time.
Yeah, anytime they apply old person makeup to someone in Star Trek, now that the people are actually the age they age them to in the show, they look so much better now. The old person
Yeah.
makeup makes them look like they're near death at 130.
Siddig looks like a king. It's scary.
What are you going to stop him with? Do you have a gun? Okay, so Bashir has a gun. But does Jadzia have a gun?
Where's Cisco?
He's secretly the Lethian. Cisco loves playing the villain.
How long has it been since you've seen this episode?
A few years, maybe.
Couple years.
I've never seen this one.
That'd be
Oh.
a surprise.
Well, Bashir's just really old now. He's about to die of old age. He'll never show up again.
Now Bashir has to drink prune juice.
I know
Should we
all
get-
of the characters are acting somewhat exaggerated, but Dax seems really off.
There's a good reason. They'll explain it in this scene.
Keep in mind, Dax did at one point go off to just assassinate an albino at one point.
Yeah.
She is
Yeah,
a
I
little
was thinking-
aggressive.
I was thinking earlier, like, could Worf play this character and not change any lines? Would this be any different?
No.
Mm.
Yeah, but Worf doesn't have spots, or really, Worf doesn't have. You know what? No, I was about to say Worf doesn't have long hair and a ponytail, but no, he actually does.
Yeah.
I'd argue that he has the better one.
Yeah, Worf has some pretty nice hair. Not so much in TNG. In TNG, his hair is like really weird and poofy.
The
Fixes it
90s
up
mullet.
in DS9 pretty well. There's Cisco. And there's a nurse. The subtitle said that was nurse. Does Bashir have nurses? Starting to make a lot more sense now?
Yeah, I stopped watching this episode the first time literally 60 seconds ago. So right when the whole plot dropped, wow.
Okay. Why would you stop watching? Why would you do that?
It didn't hook me.
It's not a great episode.
I like it.
It's
I think
the
it's
only
fun.
one I skipped.
Well, to be fair, Julian, actually, you get low frequency delta waves when you're just asleep and dreaming. Also,
Okay.
you don't have to be. You don't have to be in a coma.
But they said he was in a coma.
He says somewhat seductively.
That's just Siddiq. That's just how he is. So, okay, if this is all a hallucination, why does that mean the tricorder can't detect life signs? The tricorder is a hallucination too.
He probably expected it not to, so it didn't.
Okay,
But that's only because
that's
he's
fair.
caught up with the plot.
What? No, you should never escape Move Along Home. What are you talking about? That's the best episode.
Nobody said that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Omni said they should skip Move Along Home in the YouTube chat, and they're wrong.
I actually watched that whole episode.
In the days of Christmas, I've used Move Along Home like 3 times now.
Oh yes, the third chap of Christmas, I believe.
The second chap of Christmas, actually.
Pardon me, sir.
And then on the 6th day, when it says 6 shuttlecraft, the 6 is him saying, is that same guy saying 6? Because it's Shap 6. No, don't skip Profit and Lace. Don't skip nothing.
No, do not
Oh,
skip
hey.
Profit and Lace. It's part of the experience.
This is
Necessary.
like every other episode of Red Dwarf.
I wouldn't know, but I'll take your word for it.
There's an awful lot of people representing different aspects of the characters.
No, you can't skip Malora. You're not allowed to skip any episode. Not
Is
a single
Malora
one.
the one? Is Malora the one where Bashir falls in love with the gravity chick?
Yes. Yep.
Ah,
That one's not bad.
That's instance
Yeah.
1 of Dr. Bashir falling in love with a patient.
Yeah,
See,
it
not
becomes
the
it's
last
a
instance.
very important character trait.
the one thing I wish they had more from that episode was the Klingon restaurant. I thought that scene was pretty good.
Oh yeah, he went through the whole restaurant singing. That was great. That was world building, man.
Yeah.
That was a good episode.
I heard
Watched
there's.
that last week.
I think I read there was some kind of lore with that character.
I
Or
think
the
The big Klingon or Malora?
Yeah.
the
The big
Dax's
Klingon.
character was originally supposed to be like a gravity person, but they didn't have the budget in it for the show like permanently, so they just made her a one-off character.
Is this how medicine works?
Are they still
Yeah.
explaining the plot? Is this still happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
Yeah,
like
It's really
5 minutes
complicated, so
gone.
they have to exposit for like 10 minutes.
Oh no, the Lethian stole your sense of adventure.
I think I picked up
Oh,
on it faster than
no.
Bashir did, but like, wow, what a low standard.
Oh, hey, Garrick.
He's just
Now
okay
it's a Garrick
with this now.
episode.
He does it, just whatever. Oh god, I love you, Garrick.
Yeah, we haven't seen him for a while.
Favorite character in the show.
Does Garrick know how to play tennis?
Mental Garrick does.
Bashir
I mean,
certainly thinks he does.
I mean, the actor. God, what was his name?
Oh, Andrew Robinson.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the net's actually there.
Yeah. I mean, I remember there was an episode with Garrick and Zial where Garrick's watching a space tennis game. He seems pretty into it.
Yeah.
I could see him playing tennis.
Yeah, this isn't space racquetball. This is regular old tennis.
Yeah.
Spring ball, that's the fancy one. It's not spring ball.
Yeah. Spring
What does
ball
that
is
look,
so
Garrick?
close. Spring ball is so
That's
close.
just that's his resting smirk face.
Good, everyone's dying.
Spring ball is so close to like wall ball. Every kid knows or should know.
But it plays fancy space sounds when you hit the ball. It's totally different.
Pew 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 pew.
Well, he went to Starfleet Academy, so he knows many things. We established that last episode.
Sounds like he's a figment of your imagination. Why are you?
So Cisco's going to get his beard later in this season, right?
I don't think we get to
I
see
think it's
it
the top
until
of the next.
yeah, like the premiere.
Okay.
He gets his captain promotion like in the same scene, right? Like that's the opening, I think.
No, it's like
that
halfway
later?
through more, I think.
Oh, there's the Lethian.
Oh,
He can
no,
go through walls now. Okay.
The Lethian
Yeah.
stole my skill.
So now he has no sense of adventure. He has no skill. He barely has bones anymore.
He speaks.
Interesting that Dr. Bashir is not going to go bald when he gets old. He's going to keep every single one of his hairs.
This sounds
I mean,
like such a
why?
waste of time. Like, go find the mimetic gel somewhere else, man. You're wasting hours.
Yeah, it's like, what did Dr. Bashir actually do to deserve this? He just
This
told the guy
doesn't
no in kind
benefit
of a
him.
rude way.
It didn't
But
benefit
the
him in any way.
This isn't the Lethian actually doing this in real time, though.
Yeah.
Or is it?
Is it? It's a telepathically induced coma. Does that mean it's not a telepathically maintained coma?
Yeah, because
We'll
remember,
find
he's-
out the
he's
exact
late
details later.
right now. Because remember, they were talking around him.
I mean, it's only been like a couple of hours. I presume the Lethian is still on board.
And
Yeah, he might be on board.
Lethian-
He's not just directly with Bashir, because then he'd be in sickbay with everyone else on the station.
Just
And then that would
staring
be
at him.
that would be one of his episodes where the whole episode takes place in a 2-minute dream period. And that would be awful.
Could be.
I'm so
do you
glad they
mean that would be
decided
awful?
not to. I'm so glad they decided not to make all of the changelings die like this.
Slowly
They have them
oozing away.
explode or something. Yeah, it's just
Kind of
They
creepy.
turn into like some sort of coal when they die.
Dust, yeah.
After they fall apart like an old latex prop. I honestly preferred that.
But I don't think Dr. Bashir's ever seen a changeling die, so his mind is just kind
Yeah.
of guessing here. He's just assuming Odo is going to ooze away.
Almost every actor so far has just been sitting on the ground. This must be a really easy day for him.
That's quite the old makeup they got.
Just putting on the old man voice.
Yeah, in the mirror universe, when Odo explodes, does that mean all mirror changelings explode when they die instead of turning into dust? Is that
Well,
a
it might have been a
characteristic of the mirror
disruptor.
universe?
Yeah, I'm presuming it's due to the type of weapon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do we know what he was shot with?
because
It was
the
Cardassian weapon.
It was just a disruptor, yeah.
the changeling in imitating Martok explodes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Also a
Lots of-
disruptor.
So, weird question. Odo goes back to the link and they make him human. Spoiler alert at some
Yep.
point. So, if they can make someone human, could the changelings actually create, like, gametes or whatever? So, in a sense, the changelings could procreate with solids. In a
He's
way.
not doing a good job of walking like an old guy. Like he's just sort of walking stiffly but quickly.
He wants to get all that makeup off of his face. Just let's get the shot over with.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm tired of doing this voice. It hurts.
What do you think, Doctor?
The Ferengi pad looks like a little casket. A little vampire casket.
Maybe it's a special one just for betting on death. They would totally do that.
Is Quark going to honor this bet in real life? Well, hang on. We can bet on how he's going to decompose. Are they going to shoot him out of tube? Are they going to bury him somewhere? We can still bet.
What if they make 52 discs of desiccated O'Brien?
Yeah.
Only 52.
Actually, humans are quite a bit bigger than Ferengi. You could probably make more than 52 discs.
Yeah, 52 is a really low, or those are big discs.
I assume most of it just sort of goes away as smoke when someone's cremated, a Ferengi. Oh, well, that's not cliche.
No, not at all.
He's fallen and he can't get up. But does Bashir have life alert?
Such support.
Oh, thanks, Garrick. This is some pretty good old man acting.
Yeah, it's gotten better. So he hasn't actually broken a hip then.
He's just real tough. He's working through it.
Yeah, he's die-harding it.
Maybe Garrick could carry him.
Do we ever see a walking through broken glass in Die Hard like scene in Star Trek?
I don't know about walking through broken glass, but we see someone thrown through glass.
We definitely see Worf walk over hot coals while getting hit with pain sticks, but that's not
Oh,
really
yeah.
for like saving someone. He's just doing that for his ego.
It's a birthday party, clearly. That is a weird outfit. What is her
Should I
hair doing?
recognize? Yeah, should I recognize this actress?
I don't think she's like a representation of a regular character. She's just kind of here.
She's like
Just
this has been nothing but regulars and extras, but this lady is singing. She's getting like this is an important role.
God, her hair is just awful. I hate it.
Her outfit is just like the Portland. God, what is it called? Like the Portland pattern, I think. God.
And that hat thing she has.
Chicago says she's been a Dobbo girl before. She does. If she was a character, Dobbo girl is what I would guess.
Probably with the same hair.
I don't get people's hair doesn't look like that. That's not what hair does.
Oh, not Portland pattern. I think it's a like paper cup pattern. Yeah, that's it. Hold on.
Oh, here it
you go.
is. Engineering extension courses at Starfleet Medical.
Problem solved.
Starship operations. Okay, so it didn't really have anything to do with theoretical physics and time or temporal mechanics. Just starship
I have a
operations.
Fortunately,
feeling
it's all TV expertise, therefore extremely transferable.
Oh, gotcha.
after Kirk, they probably made temporal mechanics a mandatory class.
Yeah.
If you're going to mess with time, here's how to do it.
As it turns out, every couple of AUs, there's a time anomaly. Space is just full of them. It's like Swiss cheese. We don't know. We just got to deal with it.
But which part?
Four is Walker.
Does does Bashir just have a bunch of tennis balls in his quarters? He recognized them.
That was hilarious. Yeah, those were his tennis balls.
Not just his.
What are they doing here? They're supposed to be under the mattress.
Why does he have so many tennis balls?
I don't know, but they're his. It's a good thing that stool is.
Yeah. I guess if you're in the future and you can replicate anything you want, some people just replicate dozens of tennis balls.
He just likes tennis balls, man.
Maybe he has a dog. Throws it for him. So he has to have a lot of spare. Are those also his tennis balls, or are those now just generic tennis balls?
This is actually hilarious.
Those are rocks.
Did we get another old man? Yes, we did.
Oh no, Bashir's he's balding.
He's
It's
the
in his
crypt
hair.
keeper now.
Now he really looks 30.
Yeah.
Well, we can't kill Garrick. Garrick looks like he's having a good time. It's your fashion sense.
It's your libido.
Jesus.
That's why there are balls falling from the ceiling.
No, that's not why. Old Bashir's having trouble catching his breath.
There's the
as he would.
one.
Oh, Garrick has a fuzzy edge. Look at that fuzzy edge. There it is. So Bashir's consciousness or subconscious or whatever it is did not create a Garrick to help him. I think that would be the first person Dr. Bashir would create. Oh wow, that nail looks awful. He needs to trim that thing back. How's he supposed to work a panel with that thumb?
Is he dubbed? Oh, wow, he is squeezing the heck out of that.
That is a lie.
That voice
So-
sounds familiar.
Most sports in Star Trek are dead except tennis. Everyone still loves tennis.
This guy really likes tennis.
This is such a weird conversation. Why are they focusing so much on tennis?
Is he just regretting? He's regretting? I guess. Oh no, is this about the post game? Oh my god. I'm done.
Not the postganglionic nerve, not the preganglionic fiber.
Garrick's god, I can't take it seriously anymore. There's tennis
He
balls
said
everywhere.
it again. He said it again.
He broke his hip. He's standing up.
He's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not a real hip. It's a hallucinatory hip.
It's a synthetic hip. This actor is actually doing a really good job getting his voice out through that makeup and those dentures. Like that's a memorable voice.
I do like that voice. Yeah.
I was going to ask earlier if it was being dubbed over. It was coming through so clear despite those giant teeth.
So the entire purpose of this episode seems to be character development for Dr. Bashir. There's not really much in the way of plot going on.
I thought that was a hallway.
Memory Alpha doesn't say anything, but the Lethian, he sounds like a Vorta. Like in the future, like one of the Vorta.
You have an actor name for him, or?
Yeah, it's
Isn't
Victor
it Victor-
Rivas. It doesn't say he's done anything.
Victor Rivers,
done it.
yeah. He's in Hulk 2003 as paramilitary. He's in the Bold and the Beautiful TV series. He's not really
He's
in
in-
anything notable.
He's in Justice League, the TV series, but not anyone that anyone recognize.
Hro-Talak.
Talak, yeah. With the
So Hro-Talak is the guy with the wings and he's the Birdman. He has bird wings and he has bird wings on his helmet. It's the best I can describe him. No, he's not going to show up as the Lethian again. This is his only episode.
Oh, I actually Birdman. Okay, or Hawkman. What's this guy's name? Hawkman. It was Hawkman.
Oh, okay.
Someone fell.
Yeah, he definitely just said, "I'm a great doctor," and a body hit the floor.
I mean, no matter how good a doctor he is, people gotta die sometime. It's not a real quarantine field, Doctor. This is a hallucination, remember? No, Doctor, none of this is real.
This is a dream episode. It's a dream episode.
Can you actually do that? Does he actually
Yeah,
have that
I feel like I'll
functionality
come
in
in
his
handy.
office?
Yeah, hang on. That's a little scary.
Why can he do this? Oh, is he awake? He still looks so old.
I mean, he's 30. Ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ancient.
Get out. Get out.
What do you mean? This is my stream. I can say whatever I want.
Get out of your stream.
Get out of your own show.
Oh, okay. Let me click the end stream button.
Yeah.
I'll be 30 eventually. Don't they?
Yeah, I think they do.
I still hate those mugs.
Yeah.
Wait, what's happening to the guy in the background? Is he? Oh, he's holding something. Okay.
A bazooka.
That's what it looks like.
For a second, the collar on his neck, I thought that was someone's hand, like someone was holding onto the back of his neck. No, it's just a big collar. I like how Garrick smiled when he said that. There it is.
Garrick is awesome.
He always hates it when people trust him. It makes him so uncomfortable.
I mean, I kind of get that. I always feel weird if like security is weirdly lax on me. Like, guys, I could be lying right now. What the fuck?
All right, let me find where I put the timer again. There we go. 1 minute to the next episode, which is going to be Through the Looking Glass, which is about someone's dead wife. Through the Looking Glass.
I'm really glad I made it here for the one where Cisco has sex with Mirror Dax.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Oh, jeez.
Does he ever tell real Dax about that? I don't think he does.
I should think.
I don't know how.
No,
I don't know how
no,
you would
no,
bring
no.
that up in casual conversation.
Especially when you
Probably-
insist on calling them old man.
Yeah, probably best to just not.
When she's with Worf, like, that's an awkward conversation.
Oh no, this isn't the one where they build another Mirror Defiant.
No, that hasn't happened yet.
All right, press play in 5, 4,
Shit.
3, 2, 1, play.
So Sisto goes to the Mirror Universe twice.
Oh, he goes there all the time. He loves it there. 27. Where are the Vols coming from? How are they getting to the station? You're in space.
Corner
Where are
of
the
no
Vols
end
coming
there.
from? Are they coming from freighters? Where are they coming from? And they're Cardassian Vols. Surely they'd be coming from Cardassia, but where? Okay, apparently they're being imported.
I mean, really, that's the only thing that makes sense because, like, the reason that things like, for example, rats would have traveled on transatlantic ships in our time is because, you know, you can't keep rats out of ships, but, like, that's not true in space.
Yeah.
Most ships are going to be built in space. There's not going to be any kind of.
They're never
way for
gonna
those
land on
things
a
to get up
planet.
there.
That is a slick suit.
Even if they do land on a planet, they're completely airtight. There's not going to be any place for the Vols to get in because they're spaceships.
So the only explanation is that somehow a breeding pair of pets got loose or something.
O'Brien, what are you doing? Now O'Brien is the one causing the suffering.
I've done suffering for you people.
O'Brien must cause suffering.
It's my turn now.
Mirror O'Brien causes suffering. I that makes a lot of sense.
That looks like the tip of like an air compressor nozzle
It probably is.
on that thing. The phaser, that's what they're called. All right, where did he go?
Oh, I don't think we see that ship design anywhere else.
Yeah, I don't recognize that. It's definitely not the triangle ship, so it's unimportant.
Did you notice?
And of course,
The lighting is turned down.
yeah, I was just about to say, of course, everything in the Mirror universe much darker.
I
Which
do like the fact
Discovery
that there's
will
a
end up rolling
biological
with.
explanation for that now.
Yeah.
That was cute.
So I don't really remember anything they do in this episode other than the fact that his dead wife is in it, and he has to go save her or something.
I think he punches Bashir. Mir Bashir, of course.
Are you sure it's Mirror Bashir, not real Bashir? Does he punch real Bashir at some point? When does that happen?
Oh yeah, that might be.
Oh.
This might be the one with Tuvok in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty sure it is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling forward and it looks like, yeah, I see Tuvok. Of course, the best Mirror Universe character is Mirror Vic Fontaine, who's a real person.
Ugh.
Did they
That
ever
is the
explain
best
that?
part. No, and they never should. It's the best part. Just leave it ambiguous. Don't worry about it. It's Mirror
Yes,
Vic
I'm
Fontaine.
real in this universe. Moving on.
I mean, the whole Mirror universe is very. Don't worry about it. So
The secret is that Vic Fontaine, the hologram, they say that his creator is just some guy. No, his creator actually is just Vic Fontaine. Vic Fontaine just made a hologram of Vic Fontaine and used a pen name.
But the creator of it is Felix, I believe.
That sounds right. But yeah, Felix is just a pen name. His real name is Vic Fontaine.
Alright.
Yeah, Tuvok was in TNG and Star Trek 6 as well. Definitely one of the Star Trek movies.
Yeah, it was 6. He was on
Sulu's tactical officer or whatever was in that
yeah,
station.
what was the name of the ship? I can't remember.
The Excelsior.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he was Sulu's crew.
Hey,
Mr.
PF.
Phelan? Yeah,
Yeah,
we've got some show audio going through your mic. The same parallel universe.
Sorry
Actually,
about
it
that.
turns
I'll
out it's not
go on.
parallel. We established in Discovery it is strictly not parallel. Does it? Wow. Mirror Cisco made Captain a lot sooner than real Cisco did.
quote unquote captain.
I mean, he had a ship and a crew. That counts.
So if this is the case, then there can't be a mirror Cassidy Yates and a mirror pregnant Cassidy Yates because Cisco is dead.
I mean, if we ever went into the future of the Mirror Universe, we would definitely have, like, Cassidy Yates, who still somehow had Cisco's kid. Because no matter what happens, everyone always exists in exactly the same relationships, no matter what. We just probably say it was like Cassidy Yates broke into a sperm bank and got Cisco's kid that way somehow. Just make something up.
Or God, wormhole alien. God, what are they called?
The Prophets?
Thank you. The Prophet Benjamin Cisco went into the mirror universe and got with Cassidy Yates.
Maybe. Or maybe when this Cisco died, he was still the Cisco, so he didn't actually die. The Prophets just pulled him into the temple.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Does Jake exist?
Yeah, I'm wondering that in the chat. We don't know he doesn't, right? I mean,
Well, I mean, Professor Cisco would know.
Yeah, she does kind of know because she would have had to have had him.
She would have had a
no,
child.
she-
She would probably remember having a child.
Yeah, there's no Jake because when she shows up in the Prime universe, she never mentions him.
That is a direct violation of canon, and DS9 is the worst Star Trek ever. Everyone knows
Yeah.
in the Mirror universe, there's always the same people no matter what. DS9 is the worst. It's not real Star
Going to
Trek.
avoid.
I mean, to be fair, this is the first time that rule has been broken is with these two.
Are those like Romulan fan people waving fans in the background?
Yeah,
Because
British is welcome.
enslaved the Vulcans almost immediately.
They're still enslaved. Because, I mean, when it was the Terran Empire, they were enslaved, and then there was a rebellion, and then they're still enslaved by the new government. Vulcans just can't catch a break.
Logic isn't a very good weapon, I guess.
Well, given what they did to the humans in the Prime universe for 100 years, I don't feel too bad for them.
That big badge on Jennifer's shoulder, I know it's supposed to be Earth, but to me it just makes her look like a Star Wars Imperial officer.
Yeah,
She looks like
it's
an
not even
Imperial.
like upright. It's like crooked.
In the Mirror universe, the Earth is flat.
It's a pancake.
And of course, still in the Mirror universe, nobody cares about Europe, or Asia, or Africa, or Australia. It's just North and South America.
Just looks like a giant button to me. I don't know.
It is really weird. I don't
Doesn't
know why
look
you
like
would have
there's
that
any
on an outfit.
etching or anything. It's just like printed.
No, we can see a little bit of embossing there when we got that
Sure.
close up.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that reflected. I stand corrected. So, is this an alien or is this just a human?
The dude?
Yeah.
I mean, he looks human,
like
but that's
Karl
not
Malone.
saying much.
I see no forehead bumps of any kind. So this is a dirty enslaved Terran that she is allowing to feed her.
Oh yeah, she loves Terrans. She had Cisco as her Terran slave. Her personal slave.
Actually, you know what? You're right. You're right.
Got rid of Cisco, got a new guy.
Okay, Mirakira has a human thing. Okay.
Yeah. She specifically seems into dark-skinned humans. And herself. She's also into herself, yes.
Very
Quite
much
a lot.
herself.
Smiley.
Smile.
I missed.
mean-
Is anyone significant directing this episode?
Let's find out.
This is one of those
Everybody's
episodes where
significant.
Cisco gets to just fool around.
Winrick Colby.
Oh, no, okay, no.
No
I
idea
was
who
hoping
that
it was
is.
one of the self-directed ones.
Siddiq El-Tahil El-Fadil Abdurrahman Muhammad Ahmed Abu Karim Al-Makti. He seems to be enjoying this part. He's being very dramatic. Oh, hey, Tuvok.
It's so weird to see him here, but I love seeing Rom like this.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
like
the
how
best version of Rom.
It's just
how
like
he's
season
wearing
1 Rom.
leather. He's wearing like leather armor and has a leather headband.
It's a war Ferengi.
And Tuvok, everyone is still being completely different from themselves, except Tuvok, who's just Tuvok. Dr. Bashir is very aggressive and dramatic. Rom is like a warrior. And then there's Tuvok. Oh wow, Rick Colby has directed a lot of stuff, including some really good episodes. So, specifically in DS9, he did a bunch of other stuff, but in DS9, he did... There's a lot here. The Siege of AR-558 is a highlight.
Oh, nice.
Favor the Bold. Our Man Bashir. He did Melora, which we talked about earlier.
I did the Siege. I like that.
He did The Siege and The Homecoming, which are part of a three-parter. He directed All Good Things in TNG.
Hey.
And Darmok. And Allegiance.
Okay, so what was
And-
his name again? We need to start looking for him.
Winrich Colby. And he also directed Up the Long Ladder with the Space Irish.
No, Cisco, don't do it.
Cisco doesn't
did
seem
it.
terribly conflicted.
Cisco is having sex with Curzon.
But no, because
Is
this isn't
the sim-
Jadzia Dax, this is just Jadzia.
Okay. That's confirmed.
I think so.
I don't think they ever say one way or the other.
Would the Trill homeworld be allowed to continue their traditions in a Terran universe?
I can't remember if it's canon, but I know at least in the books they do say they burned Trill. They vaporized the pools.
Oh, that's
good.
not good.
Because
Well,
the Empire very quickly figured out what was going on with the Trill, and we're like, well, we're not allowing that to happen.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. Good idea.
That's pretty thing.
Yeah, if you let Trills be joined, you might get some symbionts that remember freedom. And you wouldn't want any of that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no. Imagine 7 lifetimes to plan a rebellion. Not letting that happen.
We do know that the Mirror Universe destroyed Mintaka 3 with the Proto-Vulcans.
Oh no.
Really does not seem reasonable to me. Like, no, it'll just,
So
make them figure they're dead anyway.
They're letting them work. They're making them work in their Terran uniforms with the badge and everything on.
Yeah.
Like, are they enforcing like full dress code on their
yeah, they-
work slaves?
I mean,
Are they new? Have they
Intendant
not-
Kara implements a strict dress code, yes. She has a brand to maintain.
Always like
this
the
guy also
Intendant.
directed one episode of Star Trek Enterprise, and it's one I really like, Silent Enemy. It's an episode where, Season 1, they come across some alien ship that just refuses to talk to them, and then occasionally just comes back to attack. And then leaves, and comes back to attack later.
I don't think I remember that one.
That's the photon torpedo episode.
No, it's not the Photon one, it's the one where they install phase cannons.
Oh, is it phase? Okay. Oops.
Yeah, because they don't really have any weapons. They just have the basic spatial torpedoes. And that's what prompts them to actually bother getting weapons for the ship.
That's right, because they overload the phase turret.
Yeah. Cisco's really leaning into his role as the mirror to Cisco. That same
very
really
go with
big
the-
smile.
Very go with the flow, Captain.
Yeah.
No effort. This is natural.
Is this more
Doing-
Avery Brooks than regular Cisco?
He's
Yeah.
doing better than Lorca.
I'm really disappointed we didn't see Prime Lorca in the latest episode of Discovery.
I know. Yeah, I was too.
It really seemed like they were building to that.
I have not seen the latest episode, but that also saddens me.
Cisco chewing up the scene.
Loves it.
You haven't seen the return of Carl.
Carl.
That sends people back through time.
Oh, use an open palm, not the dumber hammer. Dumb hammer? Double hammer fist.
Are you questioning the validity of my plan?
But is he challenging Bashir to a battle to the death?
No, of course not.
Well, then he needs to use his fist.
Yeah, someone in chat pointed out he calls her Dax.
But she seems a little weirded out by that, though.
Oh.
I didn't notice. I'll have to go back and look later. The subtitles say Dax.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he never called her Dax. That happened.
So it's a
Maybe
rebel
it wasn't.
sentient.
Maybe Curzon and him weren't friends, or maybe it wasn't Curzon before. Just try to make it less
We've
rude.
already broken enough mirror rules with Jake not existing. It's too far.
I still think Jake secretly exists. I think he's out there somewhere.
He's
Well,
out there somewhere.
He's a holodeck program.
It might not ruin.
He's a
It might.
sentient holodeck.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That would work.
And he sings.
1-for-1 trade. I'm okay with that.
It wouldn't break like continuity if like Prime Jake never had any children and like never did anything. Then he wouldn't have to exist in the mirror universe because he wouldn't have any progeny.
Hey, he's got us. Hey, I like that. Did we know what happened to Ducat in this universe?
I don't think so.
He's never seen in the mirror episodes.
That's unfortunate.
Okay. He was too much of a nice guy and he got executed.
Rom speculated that the leader of the Federation might be Galdecott.
Coward.
So they have Federation runabouts in the mirror universe? Where did this come
I think
from?
Smiley stole blueprints or something in the last episode. Didn't the
He stole
Defiant come
blueprints
over?
from the Defiant, but
That's not a runabout.
is it not? That looks like a runabout.
It's a fighter. You'll see the exterior.
So they don't have runabouts, they
Okay.
do have fighters.
So they have Federation fighters in the mirror universe? Yeah, that doesn't help.
Well,
Where
those
did they
are
get the Federation
23rd century
fighter?
Controls.
There is a lot of blue and green than quote unquote modern Trek.
That might just be the mirror universe color theme.
No, those
She's
are the
cool.
23rd century okudograms that were used in the late TOS movies.
And we do know that the TOS era Defiant came over, so they would have somewhat of a similar starting point technologically. This might be like souped up 80-year-old technology that's comparable to modern day. Your universe is neat.
So yeah, they're gonna go kidnap Dr. whoever, Jennifer. Because Dr. Jennifer is making some sort of device for the mirror. I kind of lost the plot of this one.
What kind
looking
of
for
that
his dead
doesn't look like
wife.
Federation at all.
Yeah, your Cisco is dead, probably for exactly that reason.
Looking for his dead wife because she's building a sensor that can find the rebels.
Okay, the sensor array.
Messed up her head thing.
It's okay, he fixed it. Just shoot him. Just shoot Cisco. Attendant, don't let your feelings get in the way of your job. Just shoot him.
If she didn't let her feelings get in the way of her job, she would not be doing her job.
The attendant is not a consummate professional.
Does she hold any position of authority outside of the station? Is she just like Gul Dukat would have been on Terrak Nor?
Basically,
Like, is she
so, yeah.
important? She's not important off the station.
No, I don't think
Okay.
so.
In the first
a local
Mirror Universe
manager.
episode where Real Kira is intercepted by some Klingons next to the station, they get all freaked out. But that's still nearby the station.
So something interesting here. Those 3 ships decloaked in front of that fighter. One of the later DS9 Mirror Universe episodes is Quark and Rom stealing a cloaking device because they don't have
They
them
don't
in
exist in the Mirror Universe.
Yeah.
So either that is just a simple continuity error, or we could be super Star Trek nerds and say that they're not always going to the same Mirror Universe.
No, hang on. Let's be real super Star Trek nerds and say DS9 is violating continuity. It is the worst. It's not even real Star Trek. It has no respect for former canon.
Or it could just be a slip up by the actor, or not by the actor, but by the writers. And they meant to say the Terrans don't have cloaking technology, which would be true.
But they're getting the technology for Worf.
Yeah, they're stealing it for the Alliance.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Right.
Disgusting continuity errors. How dare they? But no, that is interesting to note. I wonder what happened there if they just forgot.
They might have written the episodes and filmed them out of order. Are there any references to the previous mirror incursion in the next one?
Yeah.
So that one with the cloaking device is like a season 6 episode. It is way after.
Oh, that's the one with Vic.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
actually, no, it's a season 7 episode. You're right.
Because it's Ezri.
I guess everything before the beard is soft canon, and everything post beard or goatee, excuse me.
It's a type of beard. Beard works. Kira, please kill him. This is such a major security risk.
This is the way of Terrak Nor.
This is the
Well,
way.
the way of Terrak Nor should just be to shoot him. If you want to be dramatic about it, you could use an airlock.
Take a lesson from Archer.
Beat into submission? That's not like you, Garrick. You don't beat people.
He just stares at them until they say his eyes.
His eyes.
It's nice that in this dystopian slave labor future, they still have the sense to put nice decorative centerpieces in the middle of the table.
I thought you were going to say they still let Terrans get married.
No, but she did straighten her badge a little bit.
Hey,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of Europe and Africa in the badge.
Just a little bit. Just to acknowledge that they exist.
There's just no China and Japan.
I'm actually kind of surprised that it didn't focus on the other hemisphere because, like, Rome.
Cuba's there.
Does Cisco kiss 3 different women in this one episode?
Yeah, we've got Dax,
Yeah, he
we've got
does.
the Intendant.
Is the implication that he has sex with the intendant?
Yes, that
I
is
think
exactly what
that's
Yes,
happens.
there's a strong implication of that. Yes.
Okay. Sorry if I'm in the dark on that one.
Cisco has the space herpes. Most definitely. Confirmed.
Space herpes.
Can a Terran impregnate a Bajoran? Should we be concerned?
In the mirror universe, herpes makes you more healthy.
Oh, okay. Honestly, that would explain a lot based on the themes of the mirror universe, and especially the Intendant.
My suffering only makes me stronger.
Dead people are peaceful. Yeah, and then you'll be at peace. Don't worry about it.
She has the same plot as like the genetically engineered people wanting the Federation to surrender.
Yeah, but they didn't make it personal like she just did.
Is she destroying humanity just to spite Cisco?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
I'm
A
not sure
percentage.
that's a good idea, Jen.
A whole percentage, at least, yeah.
She is wearing space pantyhose.
It's part of the dress code from the Intendant.
Probably.
Again, I find it odd that they have, like, Terrans in uniform not only working with the Intendant, but also working as slave labor. It's a very inconsistent enforcement.
There's a privileged few who get to lead the
But it's
slave
all
camps.
of them.
No, I think it is. I think it's definitely about you. I wonder if people I wonder if there are Terrans in important positions throughout the alliance, or if it's just Kira who lets this happen.
Probably.
Maybe Cisco won
Just
her
like
over.
humans.
Earned mercy.
Wait, do they have a transceiver?
Apparently
Okay, they
so,
do.
yeah. They would put it behind their ears.
Yeah.
Umlaut out of it.
Though maybe you should not have told Jennifer that if she's still not on your side.
I don't think anybody has made a good decision in this episode yet. Not one person. Except maybe O'Brien.
To be fair, Cisco slept with Dax, which is a great decision. I approve of that.
Greatly.
No, that is an awful decision. How's he ever gonna look real Dax in the eye when he gets home?
He just overpowered 2 Klingons. He didn't even shoot the second one. And she just stood there and watched it. This man just knocked out 2 Klingons, and you're not just doing whatever he says?
He would never hurt her. She's perfectly safe.
Yeah, but like, remember the scene in Avengers where Captain America tells those 2 cops to do something? They're like, "Who are you?" And then he destroys 5 aliens in front of them. Wow.
I mean, you could say Mirrorverse Klingons are really weak, but honestly, so are Prime Universe Klingons.
How
They
hard
always
did
lose
he
to humans.
palm him?
I mean, you did a whole video on Worf, didn't you?
I did a video on
Oh, yeah.
Worf,
Getting his ass
um,
handed.
giving Klingon fun facts, but not about Worf losing fights.
Mostly
I
things
think
that
someone else
Klingons
made a
did not
compilation
do.
about that.
Yeah, there is a compilation of that.
But it's not my compilation, so you wouldn't watch it. No. Wait, why did he even shoot him? He could have just left. That didn't help at all, Cisco.
Yeah, now they have a case for self-defense.
They didn't even know
They were
you were
just-
there.
Just walking down a hall.
You just alerted them.
Cisco, stop trying to be cool and shoot them one at a time.
If someone shot that window with a phaser, what would happen? Because they were getting awfully close. I was not
future
comfortable with
windows.
how close they were shooting to that windowsill.
2 down, 1 to go.
Ram.
Was his?
I
Is
mean,
his
hey, that frees
arm?
up space for Rom to visit later on.
He's hanging from his hand, which is pinched into the airlock door.
So
That's
someone had
pretty
to
cool.
hold him in place there as the airlock was closing, just for dramatic effect to get him up there.
And it does appear that the airlock closed. Like, yeah, there's a knife in his heart, but that other thing, ooh.
That's just mean. Oh, thanks, Rom. The ship's locked down, not destroyed?
Again, choices. Decisions. Poor ones.
Honestly, there's not even that many in the hallway. You could probably take them.
Yeah.
You could even just shoot the Intendant right now. She's out in the open.
Yep.
Just blast her.
What if Nerys is just a shortening of a longer name, like Ben and Benjamin?
What would Nerys be short for?
I don't know.
Easterman.
He's hiding behind the matte painting.
Oh no, not the matte painting. Do you think that's just actually a matte painting they put up in the hallway so they could run away?
Great
Parody
plan,
style.
I mean,
Looney
They just
Tunes style?
replicated
Yeah.
it really quick. in the
Just
hallway,
nobody
yeah.
noticed.
I was gonna say though, yeah, who made it? Any as fast as I can, guys.
That's what the holographic imagers are for. To get pictures.
So who do you think misses more shots? Stormtroopers in the entire Star Wars saga, or people shooting at Star Trek heroes?
Hmm.
Or in Star Trek in
Stormtroopers.
general?
So I don't
We do
remember
have-
any Star Wars characters, any major Star Wars characters being killed by a stormtrooper.
Plot armor.
But our characters in Star Trek do at least actually get hit sometimes.
This
Even if
is
they don't
true.
die.
Actually, they do get hit a couple of times. Yeah,
About to
even the wheelchair lady
Notably
gets
that
hit.
Nog loses his leg to being shot.
He gets hit extra hard.
Dax
Did
gets
he get
shot.
shot, or was it a mine?
He gets shot. He gets shot, Dax gets shot. Who else gets shot?
Picard gets shot.
Picard gets shot with an arrow.
and stabbed in the back.
Some kind of an arrow.
Stabbed in the back twice.
Kira, please stop talking and just shoot them.
No, she has to do the whole Doctor Evil plan.
I think
Well,
I
you
remember
could
why
just
I
shoot
don't know
them.
this.
Yeah, Picard and Tapestry, that was referencing his being stabbed through the back.
She deserves to fail. Jeez.
Yeah, she is awful at her job. Please shoot him. Okay, and please shoot her.
That is the opposite of what you... She learns!
She figured it out. Way too late, but she figured it out.
Cisco's even rubbing it in.
Cisco, maybe you should have mentioned that before she threatened to shoot you. So it's the same access code as the Prime Universe, I assume? That's how he knows it?
I guess so.
Yeah, that's the assumption.
But why would
What a
it be the
troll.
same? What?
The lilt in his voice.
He's having a great time.
Loves his job. He says with a smile.
Cisco, I really hope you fly away and don't give her the code.
God, oh, please, please.
Please let her blow up.
We need this. The mirror universe needs this victory.
Just for once in your life, just let someone die.
Do the right thing.
Look, they're even taking all the slaves with them. It would be no loss whatsoever.
Totally clean.
Well, they
But
brought
then-
like 3 days with them. Do you think that's everybody?
But then we wouldn't have 3 future mirror episodes.
That's true.
Even if Jennifer is staying, and she's not, by the way, she's right there. But even if she was, just blow her up. It's fine. That was what they went there to do in the first place. Oh. Jennifer called her Dax. If Cisco called her Dax, I could understand him mixing that up, but no, Jennifer actually called him Dax there.
Rebel symbiont.
It just adds an extra kind of creepy layer to what happened then. Yeah.
That's not to think about it.
Well, yeah, now he has to go back to work with those women. Like, geez, man.
Yeah, Ezri isn't Dax, just Jadzia. So what happened to the Dax symbiont, I wonder? Maybe in the mirror universe, Jadzia just doesn't die, so she's still Jadzia Dax when Ezri's around.
That makes sense.
What does that mean? What do you mean? Yes, you will.
Hang on, did he just dodge a kiss? Have they kissed? Is the number only 2?
I guess. I don't think he dodged it, though. Looks like she went for the cheek. Is it going to stay at 2?
Oh my god! Everyone but
Only
his
2?
wife!
I mean, I can understand avoiding kissing her just because he's probably still dealing with the death of his actual wife.
Oh, he
Yeah.
spends pretty much the whole series doing that.
Yeah, he might. Going back and kissing his own wife, his dead wife, when he's still dealing with her death, and after he just had sex with multiple other people.
Yeah, because if you look at his reaction when she actually kisses him on the cheek, he almost flinches.
Yeah, it's a flinch, definitely.
All right, so next week.
Pained almost.
Next week, TNG Season 3. See, let me just look up Season 3 so I know what's actually going to happen, because I don't remember.
Improbable Cause, Dies Cast, and Explorers.
And Family Business, because 2-parters count as 1.
Hey!
On TNG, it's going to be The Offspring with Lal, Sins of the Father with Kern, and Allegiance with Captain Picard singing.
So 2 sad episodes and then Captain Picard singing.
Yeah. Improbable Cause and the Dice Cast are both great. I particularly like when Odo confronts Garrick about blowing up his own shop. That part's pretty good.
Such a Chad.
Then Family Business is weird. Because it's all about the completely overwhelming patriarchy in Ferengi society.
Oh, is this a Moogie episode?
That's a Moogie episode.
Okay,
However,
cool.
it also
Moogie
means we
episode's
see a
great.
naked Moogie. And I don't really want to see a naked Moogie.
But that's the best form of Moogie. Well, actually, no. Afterwards would be better. Yeah, she really shatters those ceilings.
It's the first Moogie episode and the only episode for that actress to play Moogie.
Okay, I didn't even realize they changed actresses.
Yeah, she had a really bad reaction to the makeup and she wouldn't come back.
Okay.
That's fair. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, is this when Renee starts directing all of the Ferengi episodes?
Well, let me load up Family Business and I can let you know.
If that...
Directed that one, I know that.
Well, no, I'm just trying to remember if we did anything before. Because I know basically most of the Ferengi episodes Renee directs. Yeah, if you go through the rest of the Ferengi episodes, I think it's all, not completely exclusively, but I think it's almost exclusively Renee directing them.
That's
What did
amazing.
Renee love about the Ferengi so much?
Ian Armin are friends.
Okay.
Their charm.
Yes. I mean, Odo spends all his time dealing with the Ferengi. Renee spends all his time dealing with the Ferengi. He just can't get away from Ferengi.
It works out.
Who would want to?
Cisco
his
would. Cisco
second
hates Ferengi.
episode, right?
This is Cisco really hates Ferengi. Consistent
Yeah, a lot
character
of-
traits.
I still find it weird that so many actors are also directors in these Star Trek shows. A lot of the
Well,
TNG
that's-
actors also direct. DS9 actors direct.
It's a
So
big
that's
thing with them.
That's entirely because of Frakes. He really, really wanted to direct and would not let up. So they finally let him direct an episode, and then the rest of the cast was like, "Well, if he gets to,
Well,
we
I
want
want
to."
to direct.
Yeah, essentially that's what happened, and Star Trek became like the place for people to experiment with directing. They just were like, you know what? It turned out so well with Frakes, and so many of the TNG cast that actually ended up directing. Even LeVar Burton, I think he still does direction on TV.
He has
Yeah.
not stopped. Yeah, he's crazy with it.
Roxanne
Frakes, of
Dawson
course, still
from,
does.
Roxanne Dawson from Voyager. She is all over the place.
That's
yeah,
the
it's-
Klingon girl.
Yes.
Yeah, she was B'Elanna
B'Elanna
Torres.
Torres.
Yeah, chief
Lana,
engineer.
thank you.
Let's see. Burton directed 9 episodes of TNG, 2 episodes of Picard, 2 episodes of DS9, 3 episodes of Voyager.
So did that start before or after
sorry.
Shatner and
Frakes did.
Nimoy demanded to direct movies?
Then after.
So Shatner, I think, directed Star Trek 5. Nimoy was Star Trek 3.
And that was
And
part of
four.
his
And four.
contract to return. So was Spock the first one to do that then?
He might have been the first one to do the movies for sure, because he directed Star Trek 3 and said I wouldn't. He told them that he would not come back to Star Trek if he was not allowed to direct the movie. And they were
Okay,
bring it back.
good to know. I mean,
Uh,
he could have done it on a better movie, but
Yeah,
that
I mean,
case-
yes, but Star Trek 3's biggest crime is being, at the very least, it's just being uninteresting. Shatner's movie, Star Trek 5, was a disaster.
So then for TV, it would be The Offspring was when we start that whole process of
Yeah, that's Frakes' first episode.
cats doing directing gigs. Yep,
I just
Offspring's the
remember
first
Star
time.
Trek 5, the really, really weird fan dance with Uhura. Naked Uhura in the desert doing a fan dance.
I don't
Yep.
think I saw that one.
Why was
You
that
don't
in
have
there?
to.
Yeah, that was the What Does God Need with a Starship movie.
Yeah, so Star Trek 5 gets a lot of bad press, and mostly deservedly. But, like, it is one of the, if not the only, Star Trek movie to actually bring back the whole Kirk, Spock, McCoy dynamic, where it's the three of them. And the movie is basically about the three of them, just like the TOS episodes.
Yeah.
So it's got that quality.
Yeah, like
to
they're
it.
literally camping together at one point.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that scene being good.
And they're roasting marshmallows.
They are camping together. They
Yeah,
end
it's
up in
there.
prison together. They face Cybok together in that scene where he takes them back in time to their memories.
That's
They
a funny
are
film.
they are the central focus of that whole movie.
My main issue with Star Trek 5 is just I don't really understand what Cybok's power is. He makes it seem like he's just persuading people, but I don't get how people would just betray everyone on the ship because they felt sad for a minute.
It seems like a more pronounced version of Vulcan telepathy.
Yeah, that's
all
what I
can figure out.
that's what I
It seems
thought.
like mind control, but he and other people insist that it's not, and I don't know who to believe there.
Well, most of the people who are insisting that it's not mind control have already been mind controlled.
True.
Didn't they base a character off of like televangelists or cult leaders or something like that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think I heard that somewhere. Like it was based off of like the cult craze or whatever.
Yeah, like Jim Baker.
And there's also, is that also the movie where they travel to the center of the galaxy in like a day?
Yeah.
I don't actually care about that, though. I don't care about that bit of continuity error. I just think it's an interesting thing to note.
Because they did the same thing in TOS. They traveled to the edge of the galaxy in a day, in like 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, that was the Kirk pilot.
Yeah,
Where
that
they go outside
pilot
the
too.
galaxy.
Yeah, best not to think too much about warp speed and the size of the galaxy, probably.
Funny
You
thing.
can think about the original series, just don't think too hard about the original series.
Okay.
The being that they find on that planet in Star Trek V is a giant head, essentially, which
Yep.
is what we end up seeing when Barclay takes the Enterprise D to the center of the galaxy.
With the Cytherians. Except
Is that
they're
the-
nice floating heads.
Is that the same? Is this a completely different species of giant floating space heads?
Yes.
It might
Okay, just making sure.
What about the giant space head that does all the experiments on the Enterprise?
Oh, McGeelam, yeah.
What about
think,
the space
I
head
think,
that's Armin Shimmerman in a box? As
I
just a
think
head.
giant space head is just one of the steps between humans and Q.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Or how
And
everyone
why doesn't
evolved.
Q appear as a giant space head?
Well, he's past the giant space head. In Lower Decks, when that guy saw the koala, he probably turned into a space head. He just respawns at the center of the galaxy.
Okay.
Right.
What
once you
does
get
the
past
koala
space
know?
head-
Why is it smiling? What does it know?
No,
I don't think we'll ever find out.
Nagilum, the weird space monkey mask head.
Yeah, there's also... I don't remember where, but there's also a space head in... I think there's two actually in TOS.
There's a giant space Lincoln in TOS, man. Like you
Well,
can
there's...
throw darts at the board.
Yes, there's also
like,
giant space Lincoln. But
All right, I have to go. It's been fun, guys. I'll talk to you
All right,
next
see ya.
week.
See you next week.
I just remember the TOS space head I'm thinking of looks like, if you remember that SpongeBob episode about them going around selling chocolate, the grandmother in the wheelchair who's just like
God.
a spinal cord in her head. It looks like that.
Oh my god.
It looks exactly like that, but it's a bit more yellow.
But what is there an episode title so I can look at this?
I don't remember, but I can look up, try and like Star Trek original series Spacehead. I don't remember.
Let's see. I googled Star Trek giant space head. There's the nth degree, the Telosians. They do have giant heads.
Oh, not he said for carbonite maneuver.
Maybe floating head? I'm seeing
And don't
I'm seeing plenty of floating heads here, but not the specific one I'm looking for.
There are so
forget the
many
episode where they
floating
had nonsense.
Maybe someone else? Maybe someone else knows? The TOS space hand, there was a space hand. That's true. Oh, I found it. Unblur the screen. It's this thing.
Oh my god.
You see what I mean? Oh, and here's the Cytherian.
This is real.
Over here.
Wow.
And here's the space head from Loxana's holodeck program.
Oh, I hate that episode
yeah.
so much.
So did
Actually, is
Worf.
this even Star Trek? I looked up Star Trek, but I don't actually remember this at all.
It is.
Can we
It's a-
all take a moment to appreciate that Nicolas Cage was just there in like the third image slot, just being him?
Yeah, there he is. It's just Nick Cage as his head in space. Thanks, Nick
Yeah.
Cage.
That's an episode.
He's just
Yeah,
vibing.
I don't know why Jar Shinyo is here. What do you mean the 20 lamest looking aliens and you put Jar Shinyo? I like Jar Shinyo.
Yeah, so do I.
Is that the
Sorry.
president?
What's the
Who's
room
that?
doing there?
Yeah, he was the Federation president.
Oh yeah, he was
In,
cool. I like
DS9.
that guy.
I don't
Awkward
understand
person.
why anyone in the TNG universe could not just put their foot down on Loxana Troy.
She should really not be an ambassador. She's not good at it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, here's another space head. To boldly go where presumably no one has gone before. Here's another space head.
Oh,
Traditional TOS green.
Yeah. That
Is
looks
that
like
the Senate?
that looks like Palpatine.
Yeah, that does look like the Senate. That's true.
There's another one
Galen,
on
of
the
course.
left. I think it's the same guy.
Is this? This doesn't look like Star Trek. But here's a space head.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's I don't think that's one of ours. I do see Troy floating in space though.
One of ours.
Do you mean? Oh yeah,
Where
the
are you?
Oh,
one
yeah.
moon, eyes in the dark, one moon circles
We
with the
can't
same space
find
cloud,
you.
the same space swirling cloud effect that they use quite a lot actually.
It's a very popular cloud.
It's a very popular cloud.
Not as
Oh,
popular
here's the-
as Star Nebula.
Here's the Warp 10 salamander that they show in Lower Decks. They bring it back.
Oh,
Has a
cool.
name.
Is
Instant
that was?
something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was a Warp 10 salamander.
Oh. Cool.
Very
Right,
specifically. You only get these kinds of salamanders when you go warp 10. Then no other time.
Yeah, exactly. Or, you know, if you just wait long enough for humanity to evolve into the salamanders, because that's canonically what was happening.
Was it a forward or was it a backwards thing?
I
Was
would
it like
It was
a forward
forward.
and the
It was
integer
forward.
dropped off and it reversed and reset?
No, it was
I would
definitely
take-
forward. I remember because that was the weirdest thing, that this was supposed to be the future of human evolution.
Nah, I don't know. I think it went Gandhi with Civilization where it got so peaceful that it just started nuking everything. It just looped back.
I would take
Yeah,
10. I'd take 10 Alamarain episodes over one of those space salamander. Warp
I mean,
salamander.
Threshold as an
Respectful.
episode isn't bad. It's just the weird salamander
word.
ending.
Oh, it's
Yeah, it
awful.
goes in a weird direction. Is the problem?
The first half is fine. When he starts looking like
Yeah,
an
like the-
old fried
core
egg.
idea.
Well, we'll be there soon for that episode.
Oh yeah,
So
it's an early one, isn't it?
We're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
get there
season-
eventually. Oh, look at Tom Paris looking like Gollum mid-corruption here. In Threshold.
Yeah, right about this point, I noticed that something was wrong with what was happening with the episode.
Teeth fall out.
They still had a chance here.
Of course,
This is the point of no return.
TNG is pretty weird too. We have the Troy cake. When it's just clearly Marina Sirtis putting her head through a hole in the table, but, you know, close enough.
Yeah, I low-key love that episode though.
That was
Yeah,
a good
so,
one.
it was some kind of cake with mint frosting. God, what kind of cake was it?
was,
Cellular
uh,
peptide. Cellular
cellular
peptide.
peptide.
Oh,
That's
man.
right.
I can't get over this Melkor thing being real, or Melkot, oh my god.
Well, don't you like Melkot?
What is that? That is.
The forgotten floating
Mel-
head that Ryan mentioned.
Oh,
I've never seen this episode, and I
Is it-
can't. I'm
Hang on, what's the name of it again?
Melkot.
Here it is. The Melkot, or Melkotians, were a telepathic and xenophobic civilization. They used their telepathic powers to punish aliens who encroached upon their space without permission. A typical Melkot appeared to be physically floating without a body. It had a bulbous head and a pair of very bright circular eyes. Eyes in the dark, you could say? Is there a moon circling?
So this is these are the space brains from Futurama right before losing the last little bits.
Okay.
Hmm.
So apparently they're from the episode Spectre of the Gun, where they, the crew goes back to the OK Corral in Tombstone.
God,
And they have to
original series
fight.
was weird.
They have to fight Wyatt Earp in a gunfight, except the real trick is they don't fight Wyatt Earp in a gunfight. It's a whole thing.
God, the original series was amazing.
It's so weird. It's such a weird show. It is so different from later Star Trek. TOS is a weird show, but I think that is enough for today. I got other stuff to do, so if everyone could just go away.
see you next week.
See you all next week.
Feel the love. Dude.